And we're one lap away from going green in the Goodyear Eagle Dash at Winge Newcastle Speedway for the penultimate round of World Series Sprint Cars. This $500,000 travelling circus has played to full houses throughout the country, and tonight is no exception. Well, Brett Loadsman, what a fabulous result for the budget racer. Brett Loadsman starting from position 3 in the dash. Qualified 4th quick and absolutely stoked to be in this kind of company. Skip Jackson is your leader. Tatnall in second. Kerry Madsen. Ooh, Kerry Madsen can make Brooke work hard here. They run into turn number 3. Better known as Declan turn. Lacey dives in low underneath Loadsman, who's keeping him very honest. Loadsman's going to give away a bit of horsepower at this track, but it's not a horsepower circuit. Keep a tight line. Make your opposition work hard. Madsen just up ahead of Loadsman. Kicks it in very sideways. Well, it's Lacey in the colours unlimited, number 26, Spees Hecker car. Running down low for the team Dawkins entry out of Tasmania. Once again, Lacey peppering away at the left rear at Loadsman. At a tight track like this, it's so important you make up whatever ground you can. Back into turn 1 and 2. Lacey would love to be up in third, but I think Loadsman's going to give him way too much grief. This is good stuff. The man who runs a driving school called Squirt in the Dirt here at this facility. Madsen sitting back in what is effectively third spot at the moment. Tatnall's up ahead of him, and Skip Jackson with 1 lap to travel is pretty well assured of starting on pole for the championship main in round 15 of World Series Sprint Cars. The bloke that looks more like a chemistry student than a race car driver, but does he come up with the formula for success? Skip Jackson takes the win from Tatnall, back to Madsen, back then to Loadsman. Lacey, that is just a powerhouse effort from the skilled engineering. O'Brien Aluminium, number 7, Skip Jackson. No surprises there, he claims pole. Welcome back. It's the 4-wide salute in round 15 of the World Series Sprint Cars. This is traditionally a chance for the drivers to thank the fans by way of pulling up 4 wide. You can see the fans on their feet and certainly appreciating the effort that these winged gladiators are putting in. Good lineup of cars, a lot of interstate talent up the front of the field, some new New South Wales talent in there as well. As we get set to line them up 2 wide, Skip Jackson and Brooke Tatnall will be on the front row, and certainly no surprises there. The guys have been the quickest of the evening so far. Well, the last time that we danced to World Series music here at Newcastle, Brooke Tatnall was involved in a thrilling scrap with Terry McCall from the USA. This time, he's got a battle with Skip Jackson for supremacy. Madsen from 3, Brett Loadsman from 4. He'd be pumped. Max Dumsney from 6. Watch for Max. He finished very strongly the last time we were here. Lacey from 5. Andrew Shirley from 7. Chaz Calandro, Adrian Marr, Nathan McDonald, Trevor Green, Dean McComb. We're green! Away we go. Brooke Tatnall very quickly to the bottom of the track. Picks up the lead. Madsen squirts through on the inside. Loadsman almost had him. Dumsney to the outside. Could this be signs of things to come? Max Dumsney peppering away at the high groove in the early laps. Let's have a look. You can see the Valvoline car a fair way in the distance, but sitting in behind, it looked like Loadsman and just ahead of Shirley. Onto the main straight. Big field of cars here. Adrian Marr squirting by. Here is Brooke Tatnall, your leader. Gets around this track very nicely, doesn't he? Very smooth driver, especially at this particular circuit. This track is in fact a D shape. It might not appear so from our camera angle over here, but there at the moment down that back straight, it's actually a left-hand continuous turn. This is the only straight part of the track right here, the main straight. Madsen back in the 3rd spot. Certainly has allowed these 2 guys to get away a little bit earlier than he would have planned. And Skip, who certainly won't be panicking just yet. He's one of those guys that comes on strong late in the race. Tatnall, it's been an up and down season for him, literally. There's been nights when he's just blitzed the country's best, and there's been nights when they've had to load the Shell Helix car up in a body bag. That is the perils of sprint car racing. No one knows it better than Brooke Tatnall. He's been around a long time. There he is, the Shell Helix Schnee, up on lap traffic already. Well, at Newcastle, you really can't afford to mess around with the traffic. You might have seen the steward then put out a blue flag with a yellow dot in the middle. It means you're about to get lapped. Hold your line. Trevor Shields moved out of the way obligingly. Ooh, look out! Linton Jeffrey in the Simple Grove Sydney Exhaust 99. Very nearly, together with Trevor Shields, ruined Brooke Tatnall's day. Back at the restart now. Puff of blue smoke from Brooke Tatnall as he blasted away from Jackson. Madsen in 3rd. Lacey, Loadsman, Dumsney, Shirley and Calandro. onto the main straight. What can Max Dumsey do? His car seems very tight, laying right over on the right rear. What can Skip do? Is Brooke Tatnell going to leave any room for him at all? Brett Loadsman a little bit high. He wants to be careful. Dumsey will be through in a second. Well, Madsen really not coming out of the corners the way we know he can. I don't think the car is particularly well set at the moment. And Madsen, being the perfectionist he is, won't be happy that he can't lean forward and have a crack at these two guys up in front of him. Well, look at this. Loadsman and Lacey having a good scrap. Loadsman, a former Australian, Lacey, a former Australian sprint car champion. Loadsman would dearly love to be there one day, just lacks the financial resources to do that. Lacey, a second generation racer. His dad, Ray Nipper Lacey, one of the true veterans and true characters of the sport of sprint car racing in Victoria. Here comes Max. Talk about Victorian sprint car drivers. There's a couple right there. And the amount of blows these guys would have traded in a racing sense over the years certainly would add up to some very colourful stories. Dumsey running in a lot higher into turn number 3. In fact, above the cushion all the way. It's not working for him at the moment. But you get the feeling as the bottom of the track goes away a little, that he'll start to come on. Brooke Tatnell still out in front and doing a sweet job of it. Jackson right down low. It looks like the track extends all the way to that infield concrete wall. It doesn't. That is a bike track on the inside part of the circuit. Well, you'll see the guys run as low as they can towards the white line, but no lower. Well, once again, lap traffic. This is the problem that Brooke almost encountered last time. It was Trevor Shields. He needs to be careful here. Skip Jackson, look at that. The opportunist didn't even hesitate. Brooke needs to fight back here, and he can't afford to be rattled. Oh, and the traffic opened up beautifully for Skip then. And all of a sudden, Skip Jackson is your new leader. And Brooke Tatnell, if you listen carefully, you can probably hear him cursing over the roar of the engines now. And look at Skip around the outside of Grant Tunks. Seemingly, the race just opened up for him. Out of turn 4, Brooke, not at all happy, one would well imagine, but can he manufacture something from here? If he's going to come back, he's going to have to do it quick. Skipper's opened up a little bit of ground here. There might be some more lap traffic up ahead for him. Back in the 3rd spot. It's a long way back. Try and get a shot as to who they actually... I think it's Kerry Madsen still. There is Skip. Off the gas almost as much as he is on it. Look how straight he keeps that car. Newcastle has been a track that he's done well at in the past, although he did have engine problems the last time he was here. Into turn number 3. Brooke Tatnell in the 2nd spot. There is Madsen in 3rd. Long way back to 4th. It's Brett Loadsman. So still Loadsman sitting there with Lacey in behind him and Dumsey in behind Lacey. Look at Skip. Did not hesitate. Putting a lap down then on another of these cars that either makes or ruins your day. Dumsey underneath Trevor Shields. Trying to keep that battle up ahead between Lacey and Loadsman well and truly in his gun scopes. Out of turn 4, Dean McComb, the Queensland champ, driving the Reeve Cruck 36 car. Out of turn number 2, back into 3. Look at Skip, not even laying a wheel on anybody at the moment. Importantly, what he's doing is he's keeping at least one car between himself and Tatnell. And that's got to be frustrating for Brooke. Down the back, left-hand sweeper. As I said earlier, it's not a straight as such. There is Brooke, himself able to muscle past. Back in the field was Anthony Lambert, another one of the Queenslanders in the Club Crocodile 77. Oh, Brooke, very keen to make up ground then. Over the infield just a little bit. It straightened the car up at a crucial moment for him again. So it's very low on the track. No doubt trying for something. Well, he can see what's going on up ahead. That's what he's excited about. He can see all this lap traffic that's up ahead of Skip. And he knows if it's going to make any ground, it's going to be right there. The Queenslanders running for positions back in the field. Skip comes up behind Nathan McDonald. Up ahead, he's got Adrian Marr. Delandro goes high. That allows Tatnell through. Will Skip get through here early? Very important. Whoa! Well, Skip realises he's got to get a move on too. He'd know that Brooke is back there. The lap flag comes out again. And suddenly Brooke Tatnell is right there. Well, this is going to be a cracker now. The traffic has come to Skip Jackson at a time when he least needed it. Out of turn 4. Brooke right up behind Skip. McDonald just up ahead. Again, Brooke looking for the low side on him. Tatnell and Jackson have been involved in some thrilling scraps this year. This could be another one. Out of 4. 1 lap to go. Well, Brooke knows he's got to go for it. Hero or zero time now. Half a lap to go. He's going to go the outside, or will he drop back across low? He goes to the top. Brooke Tatnall having a go. Main straight, checkered flag, just. Skip Jackson gets the win from Brooke Tatnall. Great drive. I think Lacey might have got across the line. Brett Loadsman, a fabulous drive. I think Madsen across the line for third. Lacey, Dumsney, and it would have been Brett Loadsman. The brakes on Skip Jackson's car glowing red hot. And what a drive from the little fella. He does the job, but Brooke Tatnall pushed him all the way. What a fabulous result. One round remains. You'll see it next week on Speed Week at Parramatta City Raceway when the World Series Sprint Cars Travelling Circus wraps up.
Skip, what can I say? It's a fantastic race. She run Brooke down, past him, and went away with it. But the pressure was on at the end of the race, though.
Absolutely. That traffic is always going to be a factor in these races. Any kind of race like traffic's a factor. I was fortunate that Brooke just made a little boo-boo, and I was fortunate enough to have a good car to get around the bottom and get by him. This old Jackson car's working out pretty good. But I'm very fortunate to have a great team behind me, and that's probably the biggest thing that's kept me going this year. It's a tiring old series. I'm very fortunate to have such good people around me. Scott Engineering, Gibson Freighter, Brian Aluminium, and everybody involved in this team, the whole crew, and everybody's done a great job all year long. It's a tribute to the whole crew to the success we've had this year. Thanks a lot.